I'm a couple minutes early, so I'm just kind of trying to clean up my desk a little bit. Stuff that's been sitting here. Stuff that needs to get done. I know not everybody knows I'm going to be here, so I'm hoping that a few of you stop by. You had an interesting couple weeks. I didn't get to stream last week because my throat was too sore. We were actually still at home. We've actually not gone on our trip. Things kind of got all messed up. So we're still here. We're still planning on going to Elkhart to get our rig, but we don't know when. Everything is just kind of on hold. It's just making everything kind of difficult because, you don't want to buy groceries because you're going to be gone. You don't want to unpack all the clothes we already packed because, then we'd have to turn around and pack them back up. It's just a mess. So, oh dear, now I got something on my screen. What's going on? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it must be from my camera. So, anyways, hi to whoever's here. And like I said, I don't want to tear these edges off so that I can set this stuff aside. Because our trip's been kind of, we think we're going, we're not going, we think we're going, we're not going. It's been hard to do much other than just little piddly stuff. Hi, Teresa. You don't want to start any big projects because if you start a big project, then you might not get it done, or you might have stuff in the middle that you can't leave. So there's been that. And then, you don't want to cook any large meals because then you'll have food that you can't eat. It's just been a pain in the keister. Let's just put it that way. Teresa, I'm glad you're here. I don't know if anybody knows if I'm even going to be on because, I'm supposed to be gone, but I just decided I'd go ahead and come on. I had a sore throat last Sunday. It was in my ears, so I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't fun. So I didn't come on because I was afraid I might not be able to talk. So there, now those are ready to, I actually have a place to put them, I think. I think I have, there's my squeaky thing. Yep. I had this. Some of them I've gotten stitched and inked, and some of them are still looking like that. So at least they're kind of ready. That was the plan, is to kind of try to get them ready. Teresa, what have you been up to? Okay, the next thing I wanted to do was these. I've been trying to organize. I've totally over there. I've rearranged a whole bunch of stuff over there. Kind of like it better. Some of the things weren't working very well. So, okay, like my my washi tape, I couldn't get to it, and so I did this thing where I can now actually pull this drawer out. It's a different cabinet, so the drawer actually pulls all the way out. Not much. Oh, I'm glad you're. Thank you, Teresa. I'm glad you're just resting because it takes resting. Anyways, so I changed out what my washi tape was in so that I don't have to dig for it, and I can get the whole thing over here and look at it. And I did the same thing. Just a minute. Let me put this drawer back. These drawers actually come out, so it worked really well. This is my scrap drawer, and now I can get to it where I can dig in it. So, hi, Violet. It just, the drawers they were in were those plastic ones that didn't come all the way out, so I couldn't get to them. So it just so happened that I had this other rack, and so I've been working on that, and then trying to get things that are not organized well to be more organized. Just things to make it work where I can use it. So, and the other thing is my image files. You know, I've been working on those for a while, so I've been working on that because it's something small. I've done some fussy cutting. I have not made a single video all week because, like I said, every time I was thinking about trying to do something, it seemed like, oh, well, are we going to have to pack? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? So my brain has not been functioning very well as far as, let's get that done, right? You know. So anyways, I'll show you how I've been doing the images in just a second. Because the little notebooks I was using don't work well. So that's what I was trying to do. And I've been doing, I showed this once before. Just a minute. Let me get this over here so you can see it. I'm still moving things around. It's just squirrel. Yeah, all sorts of distractions. Yep. Teresa, we have to go after our RV. Our RV is in Elkhart, Indiana, being repaired. And that's the problem. They thought they had it done. And then a window leaked. So they replaced it. And they water tested it. And it leaked again. So now we're waiting on another window. This is the third. No, this will be the fourth window. So it's, you know. Anyways, this is my new, let me see if I can tip it, image thing. And these are what I have them being held in. I have dividers, and what they are is they're this. It's not a Tiffin anymore, Teresa. We bought a Renegade a year ago spring. It would have been closer to home. Anyways, because these are top loading, what I do is I cut, just a minute, let me put this back. I'm trying to stay organized. I cut the side out, and then I stitch up this side. So this goes in there like that. But yeah, when we had the Tiffin, Red Bay was definitely closer to home. But and the work's under warranty, but it's still at the same time, this is getting ridiculous. Anyhow, so I have die cuts in here, and I have these are some more die cuts. I have fussy cutting. Let me see. These are fussy cutting, and they're kind of labeled, sort of. Not, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm working on it. Just because I don't like the way that the little notebooks worked. They got too fat. Yep. Well, Teresa, we've had trouble with it since we bought it. So it's just been what it is. the notebooks got way too fat. Now I've cut a bunch out of this one, and I completely gutted this one. So, you know, they just, and you trying to get your hand in the top doesn't work. When they're in the side, it works much better. Also, it seems to work much better if I put a piece of cardboard in the back side of it. This is just an index card. But then, like, when I want to put something in it, these are all mushrooms I cut out the other day. And you can get your hand in it now. But yes, it's been a very, yeah, unfortunately, this has not been a good, it wasn't a good purchase, I guess. We've had more trouble than we should have. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. But I had an idea for my letters, and I'm thinking that maybe I want to try that out after I get these in there. So now, Red Bay has always worked real well because it's close to home and it's kind of centrally located. So if we were going or coming back from a trip, it was, you know, there. But Red Bay's not what it used to be. That much I will tell you, too. So, and our old one was a Tiffin, so that's why we went to Red Bay so often. And we've spent enough time in Elkhart, Indiana, that we really don't care whether we ever see it again. But it is what it is. The biggest thing is we were already packed, ready to go, because we were supposed to be getting word. They were water testing it, and we were supposed to be getting word, and we expected to leave on Saturday morning so that we could pick it up on Monday morning. And then didn't get word. And when I checked Monday morning, they'd had another leak, and then they were hunting another window, and they found another window, and then that one leaked too. And what it is exasperating. I do not know why that little piece of book paper is in there. Oh, because it has a word on it that's kind of fun. I have an idea for my letters, and I'm thinking maybe I can get 2 letters in each package. I'm hoping that that's going to work. At least I'm going to try it out. Maybe I won't put that. Yeah, the last one, I can just use the last one to try it. So I'm glad everybody's here. Violet, I'm glad you popped in. Haven't seen you in a while. Anyways, let me cut one more of these so that I can try out what I had in my head. My thought was Jeff punched a whole bunch of these out for me out of my scraps and stuff, so it made it really nice. My thought was if this like that, yeah, glue that on. Ouch. Ah. Oh, there goes my husband. He's working on, when we were oh, I can't remember if it was our last trip or the one before. I bought another spinning rack. They're like, I think that they're CD racks from the looks of them. Um, but they were a wood rack, and they actually hold these little baskets really well. And we were in a thrift store, and I found another one. It was not in great condition, but it was like $5. And then I think Jeff got a veterans discount that day. So it ended up being, really cheap, even though it wasn't in very good condition. But he sanded it and restained it, and he's putting the metal pieces. We put metal pieces on the side of it so I can attach these. These are magnetic, and so you can stick them on there. And he's out of glue to finish sticking the metal pieces on. Plus, he's the spinning doesn't work. Not long ago I was on a search for your folded heart thingy and went down a rabbit hole looking for that old stream of yours. Did you find it? Violet, because you can search my channel and just put in heart in the top of it and you might come up with it. I'm not sure. You know how that goes. I'm not sure that you would come up with it. I think I need to trim that a little bit. You don't know. How fun. Okay. Well, and I can't tell you. I don't remember what I might have called it. The other thing is if it was it in a live stream or was it a video? Okay, where did my book go? This is what I want to see, is if I can put maybe 2 letters into each one. Which I think I can, because these aren't very fat. Well, I've slept since then too, and it was probably because I think the heart thingy, I think what you're talking about, Barbara sent me one as a Happy Mail, and we decided to make one, and I think that's how it ended up a live stream. See, I can't get to the bottom, and now I can't get those out. I'll leave them for later. It's not a big deal. And then if I turn it over, I can put the bees on the back side. Yeah, it was a Barbara Clark thingy. Yep. And she had sent it to me. And she's going to be late. She said she was going to be at, I think, at church. Did she tell me church? I don't remember. I think they were supposed to sing at church today. So she was going to be late. There, see, now I will have like 13 of these little envelopes for my letters instead of so many. And then maybe that will, I could do an A and a B. Where's I have an ink pen here. So now I just have one. Yay! Some of them I have stuffed really full. Some of them not. I'm kind of piddling around, seeing if anybody else is coming. I do know that I am going to do a little journal page in a minute. I haven't figured out with what, but something. Okay, let's just stick this in front for the moment. And we'll just take this one right here out. I needed to measure how big these pieces are. I'm rearranging. It's also hard when you rearrange stuff and you don't know where you've put it. It's like, okay, and I have made a bigger mess than possible. It's just okay. First off, these are probably 6 inches, which would be my guess. No, they're 6.5. Okay, 6.5. By 5. Mm-hmm. Oh, that, yeah. I didn't have to move a lot. They took all my windows out and put them all back in from outside. So I did not have to move a lot of stuff, because if I had to, oh my gosh, moving the stuff in this room, because there's 8 windows in this room. I'm just gonna cut a few of these, and then we'll go on to something else. But I just want to get this kind of done. Yeah, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. It's worse now than it was before. Tell if I did this right. Don't really want to cut this up wrong. I did get rid of a bunch of stuff in the last week. Just stuff that was totally of no value. Piles of paper stuff from my mother's space that You know, just got set down in here. I found okay, just a minute, I made that wrong. What did I do here? Oh dear. Okay. Huh. Okay, just keep forgetting to cake off a little bit more, I guess. That's true, Violet. I tend to get distracted, and I do the one thing I want to do, and then it's time to quit and do something else. Do dinner, do dishes, do whatever, and oh my gosh, the greenhouse and the yard, they're a mess. But it's been so hot. It is still so. It is almost October, and it is so unbelievably hot that it's just kind of ridiculous. And we've rearranged things and rearranged things, but it was so hot that we didn't put any garden in. If it grew, it grew. We had some volunteer. Um, they're called Seminole pumpkins, but they're a squash. But and Brandon's got a couple of volunteer peppers. But other than that, it's just like it's too hot to do anything out there. We have just, even Jeffrey, who usually can handle the heat just fine, he has not been enjoying it at all. And I tend to do something and then I set it aside, and it may be even half done. I've got an awful lot of unfinished projects. I have a whole pile of Sunday projects that are not getting done. So that is why we're doing some of this today. Do a little bit and then we'll go play with something else. Oh, apparently I left a sample in here. Oh, okay. Don't know why I didn't go ahead and use those, but that's okay. Oh, isn't that pretty? Huh. You know, that'd be pretty down the side of like a tag or something. You know, it'd also be pretty in my little book today because, you know, it's not been used. So maybe we'll set that aside and use it in our book. This must have just, I must have been playing with this. It probably was doing this on live stream. Cherry tomatoes is about the only thing that actually really grows well here as far as tomatoes go. Normally we have so much rain that they get blossom end drought no matter how much calcium and stuff you put in the ground. And I guess it was a good thing we didn't this year because we've had no rain. It's been close to a month since we've gotten rain here at the house. The friends of ours have house out from us, and they got a pouring rain yesterday, and we didn't get any of it. So, all right, now when you do this, you just, and I'm making these up as I go. I don't care exactly where they're punched because I want a tab and they don't have to all line up. So it doesn't bother me if they're in different places, if that makes any sense. I just wanted the tabs. What kind of paper? Oh, it's a Ream of Grace cardstock. Okay, now he came from my parents' house. I have a ream of gray. I have a ream of creamy colored stuff. Dad had a ream of red. Um, I would guess it's Astro Brights. I would guess because that's a lot of times that's what the 8.5 by 12 is, but it's cardstock. It's not super heavy, as you can tell, but I use it a lot for things like this, simply because it's not something that I find is oh, it just doesn't speak to me in a lot of ways. It doesn't, I don't really care about it. It's not fancy or anything. It's kind of modeled. Can you see how it's got that kind of modeled look to it? Like I said, I've got a creamy color, and I don't have a ream left anymore. I've used it. I used it in the, when I was doing my stamps, my rubber stamp, my acrylic stamps, when I was making things for them. I use it a lot for stability kind of things. Things where I'm trying to get them to have stability. Let's do another. You know, I didn't think I would use this when I got it that much, but I have used it a lot for just this purpose. And especially when I'm not measuring, so works real well. Anyways, it's just, you know, I had it kind of thing. So it's almost a blue gray. And if I had to guess, I would guess Dad got it at Walmart. That would be my guess. So that's why I'm thinking it might be the Astro Bright stuff, because you can get a lot of those at Walmart. Or you used to be able to. I don't know what you can now because I rarely go to Walmart. I was hoping my sister would come in today, but I haven't seen her. Of course, she thinks I'm on a trip because last time I was on here, last time I talked to her, I told her we were going to be gone. So There. Those things are done now, so at least I have a little bit more of this ready to go so that I can maybe get a little bit more organized this next few days. That's a lot of little word scraps. Yeah, it is. But I also have these bigger pieces that I cut off to. Although I was thinking about putting numbers on those instead of words, I was thinking about numbers, which that might be fun to do. We could do that. Let's put these in back here. Get this off my table. Then let's see. Let's maybe try this one, see if it fits on there. I can't remember. You might need a scrap of paper. This will work. I forgot how this works, but I think if I move it, I think it changes its number each time. If I remember, that's what this one does. Yes. So look, I'll make numbers. All right, that's pretty cool. I wonder if I wonder. You should know better than think you could use more scraps. Well, you know, I was actually going to throw those away, but you know how that goes. I'm wondering if these, I don't know how good the stamp is in these. I don't know how much ink is on there, whether or not they're any good. Let's try it. Ooh, look at there. That's pretty cool. I got some of these. I've gotten these a couple of times at thrift stores. I got some of them on our last trip, I think. It helps when you have a friend camping with you that wants to go to the thrift store. Oh, that one's good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can't throw them away. That's right. I agree. Can't throw them away. Well, those are cool. We may have to put those in our thing on our thing today. Well, we'll have to see. At least they got used right away, right? They didn't get thrown out. Okay, let's see if we can do some more numbers. I don't know if I can stamp on these little pieces or not. Okay, it's way off to the side. How about that? I did it. Tiny little number. I like this thing because it doesn't give you the same number twice. Let's put it away though. Okay, let's see. How does it go in here? Okay, so now we have these little doodads that we need to do something with. Let's turn them into tickets and stamps. Yeah, that's right. I need to put them in a storage pocket. Actually, I have a pocket for the numbers already. So I'll have to put these little guys. Uh-oh, this needs to be put away. This is the little piece that has to go in the book. And I think that maybe if I brought you in a little bit, maybe you could see better. Guys, I gotta stop for a minute, okay? Okay. Okay. I gotta check this. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay? All right. It's okay. Sorry, we installed doorbell cameras on Jeff's father's house because he let people in that he shouldn't have let in the house. So whenever a doorbell goes off, I have to know who was there. So, but it's all right. It's a friend. It took a minute to make it come up. I had to go to the other room to make my phone work. So, sorry about that. Anyways, I was thinking that we could kind of turn this into a stamp. Like that. But maybe we should put some things on these before I cut them out. Okay, what do these say? No, I don't think that's what I want. I don't think that's what I want. I think I want these little guys. These are just a bunch of little tiny itty bitty stamps that I use a lot. Okay. But we need some different colors of ink. Let's try that one, this one, maybe that one, this one, for the moment. Uh-oh. Pulling the whole thing apart. Where's the black one? There it is. Okay, that's too cute. Look at this. Oh, isn't it cute? Okay, wait a minute. You can't see. Let me fix the focus. Oh, focus. Turn on autofocus. Uh-oh, where is it? Come on, focus. Isn't it cute? I like it. I like it. Okay, let's turn the autofocus back off. Uh-huh. Yeah, cute and easy peasy. That's right. So let's do a couple more. Let's see here. I like the dragonfly. So let's do another dragonfly. Right on top of the number. And maybe just flying in. I'll have to trim him up in a minute. And how about a flower in purple? Let's try the purple flower. Ooh, that purple is really dark. Okay, that's all right. Let's try maybe a red flower. Let's try a red flower on this one. I love these little stamp scissors. I have a whole ton of different decorative scissors, but this is the only pair I actually keep right here on my desk. But now we have to finish these. That's okay. Maybe I should get out some more of those handles. If I get out another handle or two, then it'll be easier. Maybe only, Well, that's interesting. Apparently I only have one in there. The other one's probably in the in my stuff for the camper. Excuse me. As in sew to the bottom of them for the skirt part. Can I do it okay with a serger? Without a serger? Oh yeah, you can. You want to make sure you use a zigzag stitch. Because the t-shirt itself will need to stretch a little bit, and if you try to do it with just a straight stitch, it might not stretch well, and then your stitches will pop down the road. We used to do that all the time. Oh, I like the red. We're going to put red around these in just a minute. But yeah, just use a zigzag stitch so that it stretches a little bit. My lazy bone son sounds like he just finally got up. Yeah, look. Oh, they're so cute. They're just so cute. Okay, these need red around them but I think I'm going to make them tickets, not stamps. I think someone else said I should use a double needle, but I'm not experienced with mine. Zigzag sounds easier. A double needle stitch would definitely stretch a little bit. Because let me try to explain it. Might be easier if I drew it. Just a second here. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, so a double needle stitch. There's 2 needles that come down out of one holder place, right? And you thread it here and here. No big deal. But then it stitches like straight stitches on the top. But what happens is on the bottom, a zigzag goes every time you get a straight stitch on the top, you get a zigzag on the bottom. So the bottom is actually zigzag where the top is straight. So basically, if you just use a regular zigzag stitch, the only difference is the difference in what it looks like on top. And the zigzag stitch will stretch and you won't have to fight if you don't know how to use a double needle. And using a double needle, the setup for threading, if you're not sure of it, it can cause little bits of trouble. Not trouble, but you got to know what you're. This one's a little long. I think we'll cut it off. You've just kind of got to know, because if you thread it wrong and it gets tangled, you're going to pop those needles. And if you don't have the right width in, it could pop the needle. So, yep, zigzag. Just use a zigzag stitch. Violet, does your sewing machine have numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the width of your stitch and the length of your stitch? Okay, I'm making this into a ticket. To do that, I'm going to cut off the corners. You can set width and length. Okay, then probably about a 3 wide and a 2 to 3 length. You might want to test it. But it doesn't need to be super wide and it doesn't need to be super short. Okay, so now we have tickets. Now let's put some edges on them. That's what I would start with, Violet. The other thing is what kind of fabric you're going to put on as the skirt. Cotton, yeah, I would say that would be about the right thing to do. You might want to finish the edge of your cotton and ruffle it up just a little bit before you start. Gather a little bit more cotton than the bottom of the hem. Otherwise, you may, if it just was straight, it might not be enough fabric. If that makes any sense. We're going to have to use some of these in our page today just because. Here I thought I was going to have some little scraps that I was going to throw away, and then instead we've played with them. That's okay. That's kind of fun. Well, a t-shirt knit is not near as bad as the old-timey double knits or heavy cotton knits that stretched so much. Most t-shirts don't stretch that much, especially if they're already hemmed at the bottom. Okay, this seems too big. It just does. And now we need some. I think we'll put butterflies on it. Let's put butterflies on it. And let's put a butterfly on this one. Maybe a dragonfly in this color. This one. Oh, yeah. I just had to have my machine in for repairs. He didn't think it was going to be savable. I was really happy when he was able to. Of course, it cost a fortune, but apparently my power board went, and there aren't any new ones. So, and of course, my sewing machine is almost as old as my kid, so it's not like when I used to update it every couple of years. Anyways, when he first saw it, he was afraid that it was not going to be fixable. He found a used board in a machine they had taken in trade, and he was able to fix it. It's still not happy, but at least it's fixed, sorta. So because I've been using it. I hope I'm not boring everybody. I really wanted to come on today, and yet at the same time, I really hadn't planned much. Of course, I've got 500 million things behind me that I could work on, but you know how that goes. So. There comes my husband. I wonder if he was able to get the thing he needed. Black. Where's the black? The tiny edge of black, after you put the edge of color on, makes the color pop. And I know you can't see it on camera, but it really does. And Jamie from APG Jamie, Artist Poet Girl, she taught me that. And I really, really think that it makes a big difference in what they look like. If you just take a tiny little bit of black right on the edge of things. Oh, Violet, I've been working on that that nature journal. I've been sewing paper. I've been sewing tags and I did something the other day. I don't like it, but I think it's the piece of paper I used. I was trying to make multiple circles on the same thing. But this paper's too fragile to sew like that. So if I'm going to do it, I will have to put another sheet of paper underneath it and then do it. This one's okay. It's only torn a little bit. So they're usable. It's just that it just tore so easily. I just wanted a bunch of slime round and round and round so that I could use it like in a little cluster. Yeah, this was not freehand. I was just spinning the paper. And then the other thing I was sewing is these little pockets that I've been doing. And then I was doing, I wasn't doing much freehand, no. I was doing these tags. Here, I'll show you. Oh, shoot, that one is just a little snug. I may have to change it. I was sewing around these tags. And I've sewn around some other tags, and I sewed some things in my book that nature journal that's on Tuesdays, that I've been doing on Tuesdays. That's been the biggest thing I've been doing. Okay, I got 3 more of these. Let's pull out another color just simply because we... Let's go for this green. We may need this cobalt too for those tickets. As I said, this is just a little long. Let's cut it off. Okay. Now then. Let's see what we can do here. But I haven't done a lot of freehand work lately. I've got some planned. I've got the stuff out. It's sitting in a basket ready to go, but I haven't gotten it done. So one of these days, ha ha ha, I will accomplish all of the projects that I have put together and planned. Yeah, right. If I could get a quarter of the planned projects that I have stacked together done, dang, that would just be. Yes, paper on fusible web paper, that works. Another thing that works is water soluble stabilizer even will work under paper sometimes. This, as fragile as this is, you know, another thing that you can stick it to is freezer paper. Because freezer paper is plastic on one side, as long as you don't hit it with your iron and melt it. That paper that's plastic on one side that's for putting stuff into the freezer, that will stick to stuff, and I've used that before. They make tearaway, iron-on tearaway paper that you can use. There is so much out there in the machine embroidery world now that it's amazing. It's been long enough that I'm sure there's more stuff than even I have any clue about. What I was doing with this would probably work with a sheet of copy paper just stuck underneath it, just to keep it from tearing from the bottom. Oh, these have been fun. I am going to have to break out my other black pad, though, because this one has really gotten to where it's falling apart. I have really mistreated this poor little black pad. Okay, let's turn these last three into little tickets and then get rid of the mess. Tickets. That means I need this. Separator. Sail separator cloth or sediment shield that comes in rolls. Very inexpensive, but makes a great stabilizer. Hi, Dana. Huh. Oh, soil separator. For some reason, I read that as sail. Yeah, that would work really well. You know, you could also use painter's, a roll of painter's paper, you know, the brown stuff. It would work. But soil separator would work very well. Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll get some of that in something. Oh, man, I'm making a mess of my hands. And I just touched my face, so my guess is I have it all over my face. Every once in a while, something will come packed in that same paper, in that same sort of fabric-y stuff. But I know what you're talking about, Violet. Yeah, that would work very well. Okay, now then, I had the cobalt out somewhere. There it is. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Barbara. Barbara made it. Well, and I haven't even started my little journal page yet, Barbara. I was doing something. I made a bunch of scraps, and somehow or another, we ended up turning them into little tickets and stamps. So I'm finishing those up before I make my little journal page. So we'll have to use some of them. That stamp pad's kind of dry. I'm going to have to see if I can get a re-inker for it. Yep, Barbara will make her little book page. Yep, I was doing odds and ends of things. I was cutting out some more separators for my image box and making some image little folder holder thingies and all of that. And then when the scraps didn't get thrown away, we decided to turn them into something. That's just one of those. Okay. Yep. All right. Things. Okay. I had such a mess on this table one day this week that I couldn't do anything because it was so piled up. Okay, let's see here. Let's take this one off too so that we don't lose it. And then find the black one. Where's the black one? Yeah, Barbara, I know it was something you had sent me in Happy Mail and that day, and I have no idea what stream it was on. Now then, I have no idea if we will be headed out next week sometime or not. So I have no idea if I'll be here next Sunday. We were only supposed to go for a couple of weeks or, even less, just long enough to test the rig and then come back and then go out again later in October. But right now, I don't know anything about what's going to happen because everything is so up in the air and so just irritating is what it is. Okay, let's do a little journal page. First, we have to have the little journal. Okay. And I have these little odds and ends, and I was thinking I have some mushrooms that are the green of this, which might be fun. I had cut those out for something else, but they're in an envelope now. But I also think in my drawer of scraps, I have something that might be fun to put in that. Okay. This is what I really like about being able to get in this drawer and get it out because now I can kind of see it. This might be interesting. What I thought I remember seeing was, yes, An old punch card. My gosh, these are old. What else might I like? Like that. Let's go for that piece of black. Kind of like that. There's a good piece of that funny green. There's a second piece of that. Oh, there's a piece of, what do I want to call that? That's a dictionary paper. Let's see if we can do something with what we've got. I don't know what else I might want out of there. But at the moment, that's enough. We just have to flatten it out enough so that we can put it back into the holder. So. Yep. I really do like being able to pull that out so I can look in it instead of having to try to dig for it. Okay, so we have, and I kind of do like this. Kind of like this one. All right, let's see here. So we have, just mix of stuff. That may be way too white with everything else that's going in there. And then we have our little stamps and tickets and stuff. And can we see this whole thing? Yeah, you'll be able to see my page. Okay, as long as I don't slide it around. So now we have to find a page to work on, and we have to have some clamps to hold it down. Okay, well, that's a pretty good one. I kind of like that one. I'll remember that. It pulls all the way out. Okay. I'm kind of thinking I like this page right here. zoom out a tad? Yes, I can. I'm sorry. Just a minute. They've changed everything um, a little bit, so it's hard to tell. How's that, Violet? Is that better? I'm going to wait until you tell me. Yep. Okay. They've changed the software again, so my standard numbers that I use are not always the right ones. Now then, this is definitely older than my son, just so you know. Hmm. Seeing how I've been fussing about the camper, warranty claim card is really cool. Hi, Sherry. Uh, Really kind of cool statement today, so I think we'll leave that in there. I like to go this way, I think. And I'm letting it hang over the edge of the page. Right this minute I am. And it's all very wrinkly because for some reason it was folded up. These threads are a little too long. I don't like that. That's just... Okay, I don't like the card in there now after I tore it up. Yep. Don't like it. I do like this so far. Ugh. No, don't like that one, but maybe this one. Don't like either of those. Nope, we're going back to the green one. Maybe not the big one, maybe this. Thanks, Teresa. I'm liking that oval layer too. I'm actually liking that a lot. And I'm almost thinking that that might just be done. There's some tiny little green things in here that But do I have a word that might go there? Some right there, some kind of word, some kind of fun word. Okay, let's see here. Let's move these. Okay, did I put the words? I put the words in the bottom one. Oh, I'm going to ink it. I want to ink all of those papers, Teresa. Yeah. That mushroom definitely needs inked. For sure. I'm just looking for some words. Okay, let's look at these. Oops. Pull it apart, but that's okay. I know where it goes. I'm sorry, I'm reading. Sorry about that. These words are interesting too. Some of them. Some of them aren't. Some of them aren't. This one says, don't throw caution to the wind, but I could cut off the don't and just say throw caution to the wind. That might be fun. Some of these are just not very, no, they just don't suit me very well. Thank you, Barbara, for finding it for her. Okay, I don't like any of these today. These are just not making me happy today. So we're just going to put that aside and we're going to look back at some of these. I'm going to pull something out of here later. One of them says lucky is a state of mind. I kind of like that. But I also like cherish memories and heartfelt memories. So I'm going to pull something out of that one in a few minutes. I'm gonna stick this down. First I have to ink it all. So because like Teresa said, this mushroom needed inked for sure. So do the other pieces, I think. Yeah. I'm really glad y'all had a chance to come today since I didn't know whether or not I'd be here. And like I said, I have no idea whether we'll be here next week. And I'm sorry that we were home last week and I didn't come on. But like I said, I got up Sunday morning with a sore throat and my ears hurting. So the last thing I wanted to try to do was talk, which, you know. Okay, we have that one. And that one. I do remember that you want to be careful if you try to use cardstock to do that heart. You have to be really careful with the folds. Paper works better. And Barbara had used a double-sided, design on both sides paper, and that worked out really well. This tiny little green thing is going to be hard to ink. Yep, yep, yep. There. Okay. I think I inked it out. Don't know. Yeah, 2 jelly prints or jelly print, a piece of paper with the jelly prints on both sides. I might be able to do it on here today, guys. Barbara may have to walk me through it, but I might be able to. I may have to get my hands clean, but let's see. Let's finish this and see if I can move enough stuff out of the way that I could actually do it. I actually know where there's some double-sided paper, so. Okay, is this, yeah, I got it. Okay. Like I said, since Barbara's here, she could possibly walk me through it. It's been so long since I did it. I'm not sure I would remember without it, but I'll bet you she'd help us out. And I've about got this done. Okay, now let's see here what we want to do. We want to do this like that. No, this one goes on the bottom. I didn't remember without the sample. Yay. Okay. All right, Barbara, let me finish this page and wipe my hands down and go fetch a piece of 12 by 12 paper. You can do it with smaller, but I'm pretty sure I know where there's a 12 by 12 double-sided paper pad. And I don't know that I have a 6-inch one. I think the 6-inch, well, I might have 6-inch ones. I'll have to go hunt paper, but it won't take me long. I'm pretty sure I know where something is. Okay, now let's, okay. No, I don't. Must have had it that way. This piece I know goes up here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I have to have the little words I want, so we're just gonna go with heartfelt memories is what we're gonna go with. Okay. Dang, I like that. That page came together really nice. Okay, let's put this. We need some scribbles around our words. Okay, because we just do. And then they need a date, and today's date is September 21st. $2025. Okay, let's see here. There you go. I like how it came out. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we'll put it up there. Let's see if we're going to shove all this mess sideways. I will have to try to clean up the mess later. Okay. Okay. Then we need to clean our hands. Hi, Katie. Thanks, Barbara. I got ink everywhere, so I don't want to touch the paper. Okay. Oh, I need a napkin. Oh, why are you so high up in the air? Okay. Okay. I'll put this back down so you can see it while I'm gone, just so that it's not boring. Give me just a couple minutes to find some double-sided paper, okay? I'm pretty sure I know where there's some at. Without having to dig real far. guys, this is really wild. Everything I pulled out is either single-sided or cardstock. So, I thought this was double-sided, but it's not. I don't know why I thought it was double-sided. So we're just going to use a piece of single-sided paper. It's not a big deal, but it is best if it's paper. But I guess if you have, well, you know what? I could glue two pieces together, right? That would work. Let's do that. Yeah, the bigger one is I'm gonna back out here in just a minute. If it's 12 by 12, it will be easier to see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna back up so that we can see everything. Let me pull out a couple of pieces of paper. Let's see here. Let's go for this blue polka dot. And, oh, I don't know, this purple polka dot. And like I said, I thought this was double-sided, and it's not. So I don't have a lot of double-sided paper, unfortunately. So now then, I have to see if this is actually 12 by 12. So, yeah, it looks like I got to cut that edge off to make it square. Huh, that's interesting. It's probably not exactly square. Okay. Stripes might be problematic. Well, that's all right. We'll do it and then we'll see what happens, right? Yes, if it was white on the inside. I guess we could just use this piece. Let's just use this piece. I am just going to cut this edge off. And I'm going to be lazy and use my scissors. Not only that, if it's white, Barbara, everybody can see when I'm doing different things where it's different, where the folds are different. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to work with these blue polka dots. Okay, now then. Do we do corner to corner or fold it in quarters first, Barbara? I forgot. I think we fold it in quarters first, but I'm going to wait for her to tell me. Pattern side down. Yes, ma'am. Fold edge to edge. Okay, that's what I thought. We need to fold in quarters first. So, guys, I gotta check that ringy thing. So give me just 1 second. Okay, that's fine. It was our friend leaving Dad. So, okay. Fold it edge to edge, and then you have to fold it. Okay, so that was this way. Now we're going to fold it this way. Now, if I were to draw on this, you would see this. Okay, now you can pretty much see. You've got it into quarters, right? Okay, so see now you've got 4 pieces. Now we're going to, with this side down, we're going to fold it this way, right, Barbara? Yeah. And we fold it corner to corner. I'm not going to push it until she tells me for sure, but I'm pretty sure we do now. Yep, corner to corner. Okay. And the crisper and cleaner you make your folds, the better off you are. Okay, so we folded it to that corner, but now we need to open this and do the exact same the other way. So we're going to have the same crease on this corner. So you fold the quarters from one side of your paper and the corners from the other side of your paper. Okay? Okay. Now, these are like little mountains. The quarters are like little mountains. But the corners are like little valleys. Okay? No, don't need to fold the other way? Oh, dear. Uh-oh, boo-booed. Okay, well, so now I got an extra fold. So should have listened to Barbara. Don't fold the second way. Okay, but okay, if you push it up in the middle, so right here, these corners squash like that. Right? Did I do it right? It always folds the first way edge to edge. Okay. Did I do it right? So the corners are folded in. But this should have been flat. With the folded corner towards me, okay? Fold it and put the folded corners towards me, okay? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You mean the middle? Yeah. Okay, so the middle of the sheet of paper is now towards me, and all of these loose little pieces are away. I'll redo it on another piece of paper. And I should have a flat square in front of me. That's all right, Barbara. I'll do it again. Now, do I make my heart? Get some circles out and make a heart shape on the open edge. Okay. Just a second. Oh, yeah. I'm looking for a big roll of tape, guys, to use as a... Okay, that's the open edge, so... Smaller circle, keep the heart shape in mind. Doesn't look right. Yep, my folded edge is still at the bottom. What I have works. Okay. I thought I sort of remembered. And now we have a heart shape, and when we open it, we have this little, like that. And you can open it, and it's still a heart. Now, let me go back and fold another one. We're gonna cheat and try to use this one with, because I accidentally folded one too many things. So we're gonna use this one and see. It's always better to know what you're doing ahead of time, right? Then I can maybe explain it if I do it right the first time. Okay. So, with the pattern down, open just one part and right on the inside. Oh. You mean like right here? I'm not sure where you're telling me to open. But I'm thinking this is what she's talking about. If we have it down and then we do our quarters, so we go edge to edge once. You can't just open one part, yeah. But you could open, you know, all opens. But this is also the way you do this is also the way you can make a book by doing multiple ones. I'll show you just a second. Let me open this up, turn it, and do the other edge. Here's where my mistake, because when I turned it over, okay, I did both corners. We're only going to do one corner. So we're going to take it like this, and we're only going to do one corner. But I was in a hurry, and I didn't wait for Barbara. Uh-oh. Okay. So now we have our quarters, which are going this way. And we have one corner to corner. Okay, so then if we take the corner to corner pieces and we push up in the middle, or we squeeze the corner to corner pieces, whichever way you want to do it. Just a minute, gotta get hold of it. If you squeeze the corner to corner pieces, I didn't fold so good. There you go. Now we have a flat piece. This didn't get folded this time. See, the last time I boogered it up and did a fold. Okay, so now this is the middle of our paper. We're going to have it down here by us. And we're going to lay our heart shape, because what I did was I just took it like this and did it. But this time I have a heart shape. And now you have the way it's supposed to be without the crease in the middle, right? So now when you just pull it, you just open it up. And you can do all your writing in the middle. But here's the thing. Okay, so if you want, you can make a book this way. Oh, let's use paper clips. That will work better. Come here. I know there's paper clips. These will do right here. Okay, so we have a flat piece right here, and we have a flat piece right here. We're not going to attach. Now, normally you would glue it. I'm going to paper clip it because I don't want to glue this together right now. So I'm going to take the back flat piece of this one, see here, and the front flat piece of this one. And if you glued them, they would be glued and you wouldn't have this issue of them coming apart, but I'm just paper clipping them for now. And I think we actually made a book this way. I don't remember. Okay, so now when you open this one, then you can just close the front one and open the next one. see. So this doesn't have to be a heart. You could do it square and put it together, or you can do it a heart. You could make this just a circle, and you'd have a quarter circle book. But you just this by gluing the pieces together each time, you end up with this book that you can just keep opening. We did make a square book. That's what I thought we did. We used this technique that Barbara taught us, that Barbara sent me the thing for, and then we made a square book. And I have seen people do some really cool things with by doing, you know, you can do art, you can paint, you could do jelly prints. Now, here's the thing. When it's like this, you could put a cover on it, so the cover's there, and then you could have plain pages all the way through it, or you could turn them around. Just a minute. Let me turn my papers around. Let me fold all the folds backwards, okay? For a card like this is what you want it to look like. You want the purdy on the outside for your card. But if you don't want a card, if you're making a book, just a minute, let me turn all my folds backwards. Everything is about which way the folds go. Just a minute. I gotta get this backwards here. Let me turn this one around. You know, I made 2 folds on this one, so that's... Now, my heart is not perfectly shaped because I obviously didn't get my heart lined up right. Just a minute. I've got the wrong ones folded. 1 second. Let's see here. This is because I made a boo-boo in the first place, guys. So just give me a second. Sorry. And I can't see chat very well because, you know, that's the one that has to be flat. These are the ones that have to be folded in. I think. Because I now have a mess because I folded too many spots. There we go. There, now it lines up. Ta-da! At least it's close. Yeah, this is fairly a fairly old technique. I I've seen it done bunches of ways as far as the biggest thing is to remember to do your 2 folds one direction and the other fold the opposite from the opposite side. And that way it just makes life easier when you're trying to get it to fold together. Okay. So now I have the white on the outside. Okay. And I could put a cover on there. And then when I open up my pages, I have a decorative page. So depending upon what you want to do with it, depends on which side you might use. And that's why double-sided paper is so nice, because then you don't have any white and you end up with, you know, fun colors on the inside. Oops. Let's turn it over from this way because this one opens up better. Then we go like that. Then if we, okay, so let's just open, you can open them all. There we go, one. And then when you open the next one, this one just kind of folds into itself. Come on, fold backwards. Ugh. Fold it down and then open the next one. The original card you got was a Hallmark card series. Martel busted. Anyways, guys, that's how you do it. Just remember to only do one corner instead of two, because Tanya made a boo-boo and that made it hard. But there's all kinds of things you can do with this because, you know, it's got some fun potential. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go. I'm tired. I do not know if I will be here next week. We don't know yet. We're waiting on a window, and then they have to put it in and make sure that the fourth window doesn't leak, because this will be the fourth one they've put in. And they had to special order it, and I don't know when we'll get it. So I don't know if I'll be here next Sunday or not. So sorry about that. I'll try to let you know on Saturday. I just didn't know yesterday whether or not I was going to feel good. I've been a little off this week, and it's part of it is irritation. And last Sunday I just didn't feel good, but part of the week has just been, yeah. You'll get your little book present. Okay. I really like how my little book came out today. I'm liking it. And I'm liking how my new kind of system works. Barbara, you didn't get to see it, but I've rearranged in here some. I've made a mess is what I'm doing. I made a big mess. But I can now pull out things like, I can pull my whole drawer of washi tape out and look at it instead of trying to dig for it. So I have really kind of rearranged a bunch of stuff so that hopefully it will make it easier for me to work and clean up. So anyways, guys, go have fun, and I'll see you hopefully next week. And like I said, we don't plan on being gone too long before we come back. This time it's going to be a very short trip, and then we'll be back. And I'll tell you what, Violet, these were a lot of fun to make today. These little, that's what I get for having scraps, right? Now I have to find the little, I have a thing for numbers. I have a little envelope or a little package for numbers. I don't remember where it's at, but yeah, it's in here. Well, heavens, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Although these are not just numbers, these are kind of like little stamps. So I don't know, maybe I'll put them in a stamp thing, but I think these could go in here. So bye guys. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Have fun, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, I guess it'd have to end stream. There you go.